And with that, the football season has officially come to an end. Super Bowl 57, guys, absolutely lived up to the hype. But unfortunately, this Super Bowl, one that was back and forth, one that was going to go down and maybe still will go down as one of the best Super Bowls in history, will forever be remembered for one very bad and very controversial call. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We're here to break down everything you need to know from last night's Super Bowl, where the Kansas City Chiefs have won their second title in the last 4 years, beating the Philadelphia Eagles 38-35. As always, guys, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, because here, guys, at the Gridiron Expert, football never dies. So, yes, college football might be over. Yes, the NFL season might be over, but we're still producing football content around the clock, year-round. We're doing college football schedule previews, college football predictions. We've got NFL draft coverage. We've got mock drafts. We've got so much content for you over these next few months that by the time you're done watching our content, boom, it's going to be the season again. The season's going to be right there. So, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our future content and become a part of our GE Nation. So, guys, here we go. Super Bowl 57, right? It was a battle between the two best teams all year long. Both Kansas City and Philadelphia, both 14-3 in the regular season, ran the table, obviously, in the playoffs. Two great quarterbacks in Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs, Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. Mahomes was the MVP. To me, Hurts probably would have won it had he not gotten injured and missed those last few games. It was a battle between the two best teams in the league, and it did live up to the hype, with the Eagles leading by 10 at halftime, and then ultimately losing by 3 to the Chiefs. Kansas City outscoring Philadelphia 24-11 in the second half. And we're going to go ahead and break it down a little bit quarter by quarter, right? The first quarter was awesome. And the first quarter kind of gave us a taste of what this game was going to be like. Philadelphia got the ball first, marched right down the field, put the ball in the end zone, just like that. It's like, wow, what an opening drive. What a statement drive for Jalen Hurts in his first Super Bowl. The Chiefs marched right back down the field, punched it in. It was 7-7 at the end of the first. The Eagles taking a lot of time off the clock on their first possession. Second quarter comes in, and the Eagles go up 14-7. Looking pretty good. Tell you, if you took the over in this game, you probably won a decent amount of money, because this game was almost at the over by halftime, 24-14. That's, 38 points. It was 49.5 was the over-under, and they hit that easily in the third quarter. So that was a really good bet if you were able to take it. But the Eagles up 14-7 in the second quarter, and they had a chance to add on to that lead and maybe change the momentum. And then Jalen Hurts fumbled, and the Chiefs picked it up and returned it all the way for a touchdown. And that was one of those turning points of the game, guys. It was a third down. Jalen Hurts was trying to run right on a quarterback keeper, and as he tried to repossess the ball, as he tried to pull it back into himself, he just dropped it. It wasn't punched out. He wasn't hit. He just dropped it. And the ball bounced off his leg, bounced off his foot, took a really weird bounce. Chiefs scooped it up, scored, and a 14-7 lead for the Eagles turned into a tie ball game. So maybe the Eagles weren't going to pick up that third down. Maybe they weren't. But they would have punted it away, and the Eagles' defense have been doing a pretty good job so far that maybe they would have gotten a stop and maybe helped them to the Chiefs to 3, or maybe nothing at all. But obviously, giving up the lead, allowing the Chiefs to tie and do it in that type of fashion completely changed the course of the game, even though the Eagles bounced back from that and scored 10 unanswered points, including a field goal right at the end of the first half to go up by 10. So the Philadelphia recovered well, but 24-7, even 24-10 would have been better than 24-14. So a very crucial play there that obviously played a major role in the outcome of this game. Then the third quarter came around, and you got to give credit to Andy Reid and the Chiefs guys for the halftime adjustments that they made. The Chiefs scored on every single drive that they had in the second half. Every single drive they scored. Again, outscoring the Eagles 24-11 in the second half. The Chiefs got the ball to start the third quarter. They scored on touchdown on that drive. Then the Eagles went on a 17-play, 60-yard drive that took up nearly 8 minutes of the third quarter. That got them up 27-21. Chiefs marched right back down the field, took the lead, their first of the day, at 28-27. That was in the early part of the fourth quarter, because the Eagles guys dominated the time of possession, holding the ball for 35 minutes and 47 seconds. So the Eagles possessed the ball for over half of the game and still lost. In the fourth quarter, Chiefs up by 1. Kadarius Toney, maybe the unsung hero of this game, right? Patrick Mahomes won the MVP award. won the MVP award for the league, won the MVP for the Super Bowl with 182 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. So really, to be honest with you, not that impressive of a performance from Patrick Mahomes in terms of a yardage standpoint, but the 3 touchdowns and the big rushing game, the 26-yard rush that we'll talk about in a second, those were the difference makers in this game that ultimately led to his second MVP with the Chiefs. Kadarius Toney, though, he's the unsung hero. Up 28-27, the Eagles had to punt the ball away, and he returned the punt 65 yards to set the Chiefs up inside the 5-yard line to give them a 35-27 lead a few plays later. The Eagles sent an all-out blitz on 3rd down, wide open wide receiver, and Chiefs scored to take an 8-point lead. So that was a poor decision by the Eagles there. And kind of those goal line situations and those third and goal situations, their defense was atrocious. Allowed 2 wide open receivers to get in the end zone there. So bad defense down the stretch from the Eagles when they were kind of backs were up against the wall. Would not have sent an all-out blitz there. Would have tried to play a little bit of coverage and try to hold Kansas City to 3. Nonetheless, they got the 8-point lead. Then Jalen Hurts gets the ball back, and he finds Devontae Smith deep down the field. They get the ball in the end zone and tie the game off a 2-point conversion. It's 35-35. I mean, this is what you want, a high-scoring Super Bowl between 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league, between 2 of the best offenses in the league. This is what we expected. It was awesome. The Chiefs get the ball, go 12 plays, 66 yards, over 5 minutes of game time. 3rd down and 8 from the Eagles' 15-yard line, following a Patrick Mahomes 26-yard scramble that kind of got them in this situation. And yes, we know Patrick Mahomes and the ankle injury. Look, with all due respect, Patrick Mahomes is a great player. We have milked that injury story for so long. He injured his ankle against the Jaguars, and everybody wanted to talk about it against the Bengals. He did just fine the Bengals. The scramble helped them beat the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. Then he kind of re-injures his ankle a little bit at the end of the first half. His ankle was totally fine in the second half. They may have doped him up. He may have fought through the pain, but he was fine. So to keep there and to milk that injury story, I think it's a little too much if you ask me personally. But Mahomes does get the 26-yard scramble, gets him in position. But on that 3rd and 8 call, James Bradberry for the Eagles was called for a defensive holding. Mahomes threw an incomplete pass, which would have made the Chiefs kick a field goal with about 1:40 left, give or take. The Chiefs kick that field goal. The Eagles have 1 timeout in about 1:40 to go the length of the field to either win the game or to tie it, send it into overtime to become the second game ever, second Super Bowl ever to go to overtime, possibly. But instead, Bradberry was called for defensive holding, and it was an absolutely atrocious holding call. It was a disgraceful holding call. The fact that look, and people are going to say it didn't determine the outcome of the game. The fumble by Jalen Hurts did that. The 26-yard scramble by Mahomes did that. The failure to get the stops on the goal line did that. I mean, so many other instances, yes, it doesn't always come down to one play. But in the biggest game of the year, in the biggest moment of the year, in a game that had been going this way, back and forth, the fact that the game was ultimately decided by a horrible holding call that to me wasn't really holding at all. The ball was uncatchable. Even if there hadn't been holding, it would not have been catchable. You call that in that moment, where we really hadn't called any holding calls, any pass interference calls at all game, it was, on either side, it was a bad call. And for the game to be decided ultimately on that play, on that call, just feels like a disgrace to every fan out there. Unless you're a Kansas City fan, I'm sure you thought it was an excellent call. And rightfully so. But it was a bad call. That decision, guys, gave the Chiefs automatic 1st down. They were able to basically run out the clock. The Eagles only had 1 timeout. Harrison Butker's field goal, he missed one earlier, split the uprights. Chiefs go up 38-35 with like 8 seconds left, and it's over. No way the Eagles had a chance to even get field goal range or have a chance to win the game. So, again, I think all of us would have loved to have seen the Chiefs take a 38-35 lead with about 1:40 left and see if Jalen Hurts could go down there and lead a game-winning drive or send the game to overtime. That's probably what most football fans wanted to see because how exciting, how great of an ending to a Super Bowl that would have been. But unfortunately, that is not what we got. James Bradberry came out and said it was holding. He said, I did hold him. Maybe he's just trying to deflect all the controversy. Who knows? I don't think it was. Many of you don't think it was. It was a really terrible call where the Chiefs, to me, got bailed out for the 2nd time this postseason. Got bailed out multiple times against the Bengals in the AFC Championship game. Got bailed out here in the Super Bowl in the final minutes. That's just me. And again, I'm not a Chiefs hater. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not a fan of either team. I'm just a football fan that wanted to see a good game. And it was a great game. But ultimately, when you look back on Super Bowl 57, you're not going to remember the punt return. You're not going to remember the fumbles. You're not going to remember the 374 total yards from Jalen Hurts and the 4 touchdowns he put up, the 182 yards and 3 touchdowns from Patrick Mahomes and the numbers he put up, you're going to remember the controversial holding call. That is what is going to scar and mar this entire Super Bowl 57. And honestly, that's a very, very unfortunate way to look back on this game that otherwise was a fantastic way to end the football season. Fantastic way. But congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. They do deserve a lot of praise. It was one heck of a run. They get rid of Tyreek Hill. People questioned if they could even get back to this point, and they did. Mahomes wins the overall MVP, the Super Bowl MVP. Andy Reid, one of my favorite head coaches in the league, gets his second Super Bowl ring, and the Chiefs now have their second Super Bowl title in the last 4 years. So future, I mean, if we didn't know already, it's looking very, very bright in Kansas City. And you get all the credit in the world to them and what they did. Credit to the Eagles for this as well. They have a very bright future as well. This will not be the last time that we see Philadelphia back in the Super Bowl position. They will be back very, very soon. And who knows, this could become the beginning of a very beautiful rivalry between the Chiefs and the Eagles. So guys, there you have it. There is our final recap video of the year. We've recapped so many college football games, so many NFL games, and yet this is the last one. Super Bowl 57, the Kansas City Chiefs are your world champions. We will resume our college football schedule previews on Wednesday. That's going to carry us through for a little while, and then nonstop content after that. So again, nonstop football content right here at the Gridiron Expert. It never ever die. So again, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our future content. Become a part of our GE Nation now to ride with us all off season long and all of next season. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.